excited to talk to you about the move of PHMC's headquarters from 260 South Broad Street to 1500 Market Street. It's a very, very important development in PHMC's evolution. About 3 years ago, PHMC was facing a number of forward-thinking issues. First was obviously that our lease was running out and we knew we'd have to move. But at the same time, we knew that we needed a new strategic plan, a plan that would move us into the future aggressively. We've been here over 25 years and it's been a terrific home for PHMC. But like most things, in order to be innovative and to move on, change was needed. So we looked at a lot of options, but first we started thinking about what kind of offices would we really want? What would really move PHMC ahead? How could we be innovative and leaders in the nonprofit public health and social services world?
The way we came about creating the space was to start originally with the folks at PHMC. We had extensive surveys with both the leadership and the staff to find out what kind of space they'd like to work in. We also took a few tours and did a lot of research and of course a lot of practical experience, Bradbury and Karate, in order to create the space that they are going to be moving into. One of the main things was to create a lot more meeting collaborative spaces for a lot more team building, team collaboration design. And what we've done is tried to create a space where no one has ownership of the exterior windows. All the offices are inboard, all the conference spaces, unless they're open or on the inside, and all the exterior window daylight, natural daylight, comes in and is enjoyed by everyone and shared by everyone.
As more companies start to realize the value of what employees can contribute to the organizations, what they start to realize is silos really limit those opportunities. So we start to see more and more organizations in pretty much every industry, whether it's the government, it's for-profit, it's the private sector, the nonprofits. So the idea of having these open environments is to kind of give them a sense of transparency so they can see what other people are doing, they get a sense of what the organization is doing, and a better tie to the overall mission of the organization. It's been very interesting to work with PHMC in the nonprofit sector because they're certainly following a business mentality that I see in the private sector.
Throughout this process, creativity, collaboration, and innovation were our hallmarks. For our over 40 years of work, these have been the important things that we focused on, and more we knew that we needed to be a trailblazer in these areas. During our past history, which we're very proud of, we have always been seen as a first-rate organization doing new things in new ways in the world that we work in public health. We see this as an opportunity to continue that history while developing new programs, new ideas, and new collaborations that we can better serve the people that we care so much about. It's our hope that by combining governance, new strategic plan, new ways of organizationally doing things with the new physical facility at 1500 as well as throughout our other programs, we're really going to be able to stay at the top of the kind of work that we do within our field. We went and created a pilot space at 260 South Broad on the 18th floor, as many of you know. There were raw columns like this because that's the kind of columns that we'll have in the new space. The space had glass walls, open ceiling, cement on the floor, just like we're going to have, because we wanted you to live in that space with the same kind of furniture. And that started now a number of months ago, and several of the various components of PHMC have gone through that space. One of the great points of it is that we got a lot of feedback from the people in the space, and we've refined the technology that we'll be using at 1500 from what we learned at 260 in our pilot space.
Our group spent about 2 months in the pilot space. Initially, we were a little apprehensive, but we were open to the experience, and so overall we had a positive experience. I think that the open floor plan really facilitated a great deal of discussion, information sharing, and collaboration amongst the staff. In terms of helping the team kind of transition into the space, I thought it was really important for me to use all of the spaces and really be able to model how each of the spaces and work areas facilitate the work that we do.
I have to admit, in the beginning, it was a little challenging, and it took a little bit of an adjustment. You had to learn to think outside of the box and get creative in the way you do your day-to-day job. I'm accustomed to having a big cubicle, and here you had very limited space, so I had to adjust my way of doing things. For instance, instead of having physical paper files, I ended up scanning a lot of things and doing things electronically. The noise level at times would be a little distracting, so I had to use my headphones, listen to music or whatever soothes me to get me through the day and to block things out. I did find that my energy level was much more higher in the space due to the brightness, whereas in my old space, once I went back, it was kind of depressing, to be honest.
It's important for employees to realize that most of the cost related to the move will be funded through contributions from the landlord and tenant improvements, and also from real estate agents and other folks that are involved with the move. In addition, the ongoing cost for the move will be essentially what we were paying what we would have been paying at 260 South Broad Street. So essentially we're moving from Class C space to Class A space. The other aspect of the move that's important to realize is that although it's not directly related to the move, we will be improving our other infrastructures at PHMC. We'll be moving to a new accounting system and a new HR system, and both of those will allow us to be more efficient and to centralize operations.
First of all, that we anticipated this move from a technology perspective by taking our large data center and moving it off-site. In doing so, making sure that we had improved performance for data transmission, and we were taking up less real estate for racks and racks of servers. At 1500, we're going to be built for mobility. There will be wall-to-wall, workstation-to-workstation wireless capability. Wherever you are in the building, you will have wireless access. We're increasing our bandwidth, and everyone's going to have a laptop. We've also moved to multifunction devices that will allow for printing, scanning, faxing, and copying, which are much more efficient, much more practical, and actually less expensive way of moving our paper and moving into more of a paperless environment. We've taken the opportunity with this move to bring on a completely new phone system, which is voice over IP, fully hosted, state-of-the-art, that is going to allow, again, for a complete mobility of our staff, and not only the staff at 1500, but we're going to be bringing this technology into all of our off-sites as well. Also, we have moved into some planning around a centralized medical and client records room so that employees will have better access to medical records, and it will also serve as a hub for scanning paper records into digital form, which of course is the future.
Facebook and Twitter have sound bites and pieces of information that you get from friends. The work environment needs that same instantaneous communication. And Open Plan, the way it's designed in your new space, will enhance that communication.
There's a 3-story communicating stair that helps with the vertical communication with all the staff that we created by punching a hole through 3 floors of concrete slab.
From my perspective, it really is a combination of a written strategic plan that we've implemented, and we've been very successful. Think about it, we just expanded, we just doubled in size as an organization, but now we're also taking that expansion, that innovation into a new physical space, and that will be the new PHMC and the new culture. I grew up in Scandinavia or Denmark, and for years the Scandinavian, I think, culture has always been collaboration. So some of the furniture designs and some of the designs, is really something I grew up with. So it's a little bit of a return to what I'm very comfortable with, which is really the idea that it's everybody's space, and nobody takes the windows, that everybody learns how to work together, utilizing space in new ways.
The cultural shift that PHMC is trying to make is all about evolving the organization to be better. And that's always a great goal for organizations. It's really, I get to work with organizations all over North America. And PHMC is actually, I would say, put it pretty much on the forefront of understanding the value of the investment they're making in this new space to take your culture forward. And that's an opportunity to really think about how you start to bring everybody and make them part of the solution.
I've been focused on how the move will impact employees and how human resources can help ready the organization for the changes ahead. We've also been involved in creating an Employee Resource Center, PHMC Help, which is a hub for employees to come to have a variety of their needs met related to human resources, fiscal, and IT. Some of the services available will be access to human resource forms and documents, token and petty cash distribution, services for mobile devices and other computer equipment. I'm also excited that our move corresponds with the recent implementation of the Human Resource Management System, which is improving workflow processes. So how are they connected? Our move, our new location, and the Human Resource Management System will allow for greater transparency, access to employees' resources and information.
I'm in charge of managing the project plan to relocate our staff from 260 South Broad to 1500 North Market Street. We meet every Tuesday with the architects, contractors, and other vendors to review the schedule and specifications to ensure everything's in line for our move. A lot of time and attention to detail has gone into customizing the space for our staff. We're in a historic building with established management and security processes. What's really exciting is our town square. We have established relationships with vendors for our cafe and gym, and we have a conference center that has the capacity to hold 150 staff.
The building was specifically designed as a residential treatment facility for young men. So instead of us fitting into an old building, the building was designed for art purposes. It makes it much easier to manage. It has a lot more features that will be useful to the kids, and it's just an overall therapeutic setting for the children to learn and grow in. One of the things that's the most exciting for me is how green the building is. We have the ability, there's so much natural light, which we didn't have previously. So there's a lot more natural light. But on top of that, the light switches are activated by movement, so if the spaces aren't being utilized, the lights are off. That's a very nice feature. Additionally, we have more sports availability on the premises. So we have basketball courts for the kids and a nice green area that we could use also for picnics or as exercise or playing ball. Also, all the children's rooms have natural sunlight, which is a great feature to have. And at the ends of both hallways, you'll see that we have lounges that have plenty of natural lighting, and it's just a great place for the kids to be able to relax and to think about what they're working on during the day.
What we're most excited about is that we now have room for behavioral health services, as well as room for our social worker to have a student. That lets us help more people get insured, help more people get referred for services that they need. And that was a great need, especially the behavioral health services. We always knew that we needed it and wanted it, but didn't have space for it in our old building. We've also started some new programs since we moved here and had much bigger space. So we've started a teen group that meets here once a week in the evening, a women's group, and we're going to be starting some exercise classes. On Friday mornings, we have healthy snacks with recipes to help people learn about ways that they can improve their diet. We're trying quite a few new things now that we have more space for them. And the community is delighted, and it's helping also to help our patient numbers grow because people are coming in for programs, and then many of them are becoming our patients.
What is most exciting is that our new space has been designed and built for our needs, for our employees' needs. It is our space.
There's nothing but creative spaces where people from all over can come together, and out of that we think we can sort of dream and innovate and really make PHMC launch into the next future, into the future, as well as also engage both younger and also older team members. So we're really excited about it.
All of these initiatives to bring to fruition in collaboration with facilities and other departments are going to allow for greater space efficiency, mobility, a paperless environment, really going green, saving the trees, and mostly allowing our employees to work together collaboratively, freely, and creatively.
people are going to be much better connected. They're going to have a better sense of the organization. They're going to understand more about the programs and the affiliations and at an enterprise level. And helping people to see where they fit is always really empowering, because now they know what else they can do to really make the organization more successful.
Change never comes easy for people. This will have lots of things that each of us will have to do to make this go well. And I'm asking you, your help in getting us where we need to go. It will take cooperation, it will take excitement from all of us, it will take working together. Collaboration, the word of the day, in getting where we will really find new offices that will help us do the kind of work that we need to do into the future. So I ask that you understand when there are things that don't go perfectly, it's all not going to go exactly as we want. Understand the complexity of what we're doing, all of the work that so many of your colleagues have put into it, and the excitement that we all join together in getting to our new offices. As I said, the journey will be exciting, it will be terrific, and I can't wait to be there with you. All the best to each of you, and thanks. Let's get moving.